All right. And what was your first name again?
Adam.
Adam.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Adam.
Yep.
That's a good Midwest name.
Yep.
What are you majoring in?
Mechanical engineering.
Oh, another mechanical
Yep.
engineer. All right.
There's quite a few around here.
So what got you into mechanical engineering?
Well, I sort of I always knew I was gonna do engineering, but I guess I'm lucky like that because my dad was an engineer ever since I was a kid. That's sort of just what interested me.
Yeah.
Just building with Legos, erector sets, everything like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, the erector sets are.
Mhm.
That's good. I remember myself as a kid taking a model van and taking it apart and then putting a little motor inside of it and having a rubber band run to the axle and making my own driving car. But I didn't do mechanical engineering. I'm into other technology stuff. But cool. And this is your first year as well?
Yep, first year.
Cool, cool. So, for yourself, what things are you? Is there something that you want other people to understand about the world that maybe you understand and they don't?
Yeah, so I was waiting for the interview, trying to come up with what I think, and I just think someone like me, I couldn't really come up with what I believe or my understanding. So I think people should know more about what their own beliefs are, and that people don't really understand what their own beliefs are. They just kind of go with what everyone else tells them.
Yeah, that's kind of why we're here, right?
Yeah.
That's the reason for these interviews, right? Is to get us to help us understand, to know more about our own beliefs and how we get there. What's the outcome of that? Do you think if you could wave a magic wand and go, all of a sudden everybody knows more about their own beliefs and why they believe it? What do you see for the world at that point?
Well, I think
how would the world be better, maybe?
Yeah, I think you'd get more motivated people if they knew what they were doing something for. Then they would cut out what doesn't matter, and then they would focus more on what does matter. And I think
cool.
Yeah, you just have more ideas and more focused study on things that are really interesting you and what matters to you.
Yeah. And less confusion about things. Yeah. I think we have a natural here. I think we'll have to get him out to the Navigating Beliefs website and take the course. We've got a course that's out there.
He's in the middle of Logic 101?
Yeah, Intro to Logic. So.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah, this is really good timing. Yeah. So there's courses out there that we're creating that I think we're halfway through. 6 modules are out. There's 7 more to go. But it helps people have these conversations and help people to reflect on their reasoning, right? So cool stuff. Is there any downfall that you can think of if people knew more about their own beliefs? Is there any bad things that could happen?
Yeah, well, I think a belief doesn't necessarily mean it's right or wrong. And so if you knew what you believed and you didn't really understand or care that it was right or wrong, then I think someone that believes something that is either incorrect or anything like that, that could be sort of reinforce their behavior into believing that it's maybe correct just because it's their belief. So I think I have to be careful that way, that people don't get the wrong idea about, oh, it's just because I believe this doesn't mean it's right necessarily.
Right. So I'm hearing that it needs to be understanding more about our beliefs, but being skeptical that we're right. Right?
Yeah, sort of more like a scientific approach.
Yeah.
But that's kind of hard to do with every single belief that a person has. It's not a very realistic thing, I think.
Yeah.
To have everyone understand and know the correct thing on every topic.
And that's a lot of those things I like to think about. What do we want the world to look like later? Right. So what do you want the world to look like later? So if this were to be followed and everybody knew more about their beliefs, would the campus look different? Would your personal life with family, friends, what would change? Or maybe nothing would change. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think people would be overall like happier, and I think you could get more like solid community. Like if you knew what you believed, then you could fit into like with other people and say like, oh, we have this in common, and maybe we don't have this in common, but like if we get along because we still believe in this, I think that could, like, you get connections that way.
Should we try to focus ourselves in groups that believe the way we believe?
Good question. Like, I think it's like a good like starting point. Like, you need to have some people that you agree with, because those are the people like you generally want to be around. But then I think like on the other hand, if you only have people that agree with you and that you agree with, then it can sort of lead you to like a more closed like worldview. Like you just like, oh, this is all I've ever heard of, so that's all there is. But it's not that case. So you got to have more experiences to do.
So in a perfect world,
Everyone would know what they believe, and then have like a group that they agree with, and then other people that they interact with, but like still have lots of experience in and without like agreeing beliefs.
yeah. So we can learn from each other.
Yeah.
Because do you hold all the truth?
Nope.
Do I?
Nope.
No.
Don't believe
And just
so.
that knowledge alone, I think, is helpful.
Yeah.
Right? That we're not the arbiters of truth.
Mhm.
So, cool. Any questions for me?
That's all I got. So
Adam, I thought that was a great
Yeah.
conversation.
yeah.
Thank you for spending the time.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you guys, all of you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
That was
Good.
nice.
I'm so glad you guys were walking by.
So someday maybe we'll have college courses on this.
Yeah.
We can teach people how to do this, or at least some sessions or something. That'd be great.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
Yeah, 3 right in a row. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
I like it.
So,
That was good.
right, so the first one.
Now you're gonna ask me to think back.
Jacob.
Yeah.
Jacob?
Jacob was the first one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thoughts on that one? Or you can just.
I don't even know if I remember exactly what we talk about. These 3 were. I felt like I was in the zone, kind of,
Yeah.
and I wasn't trying to overthink it, and just kind of letting it flow more, which is good. And again, I was
Have
kind
it
of
more natural.
more
Yeah.
natural. Very cognizant of the amount of time it was taking, not trying to cut it short, but trying to again look for that natural place to step out, like where should this logically stop, and not trying to drag it on, right?
Kind of
And-
like how to land the plane.
Yeah, right. How to land the plane. That we're flying around. We had a great flight. Let's land it. Right.
Doors didn't come off.
Right. Yeah. Doors didn't come off. Wheels didn't fall off and hit the ground either. The last one, the one with Ali, got more into the religious side of stuff. Definitely made him think. I think he's still convicted in, his belief, but which is fine. He just. But I think he's thinking about things he hadn't thought about before. I'm sure.
Good.
Yeah. So
And then Adam.
Adam, the last one.
Mhm.
Yeah, Adam was. I think he'd be a good person to do street epistemology. I think. Same thing there too. He had, where I was going again to what would the world look like, what would this be like, and he'd gone to we'd all understand more what our beliefs are, and we would be congregate in groups of beliefs, and we'd have better friends, or better groups of people or something. And I said, what's the downside of that? And then he's like, okay, yeah, no, this is bad, because then it'd be groupthink and we'd all be stuck, and and then we wouldn't know about the other side of things, and we'd be isolated from each other.
Like echo chamber.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Then I said, so then what is the end result then? What do you really want? Well, we should have groups of people that we really that we do understand each other, but we need to make sure that we have other communities that we talk to, so we can have a better understanding of everybody. So that's what the world should look like at the end of the conversation. So he had shifted kind of where he, you know, so, which I think is good. You know, not living in an echo chamber is huge.
Uh-huh.
Like we were talking about earlier, just putting yourself in uncomfortable situations and being curious and wanting to learn from other people is so important. And I think that's kind of how we got where we are today, with all the infighting and political and social issues.
Yeah.
People just get in their own group and that's it. Don't want to hear anything else. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, especially if the other side's evil, right?
Well, right. And if you're being told they're evil.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, cool.
Oh, I thought there were 3 good little interviews. So.
Yeah. Sweet. That was great.
Yeah.
So we got 4 now today.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Do you need to take a break or anything?
I need to go to the restroom.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Cool.
then I'm ready.
I'll hold the fort
This is
down.
good. Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Nice work.
Yeah. It's fun. I'm having a good time.
Good.
You having a good time?
Yeah. This is
This is the life.
This is what I live for.